pledge. Let us stand. Gentlemen, remove your covers, please. Let us bow. Our Father and our God in heaven, we come to thee in prayer, and we thank you for all of the many blessings that you bestow upon us. Father, we are so grateful, and we're so negligent in talking to you. We are negligent in giving you the honor that you deserve and putting you first in our lives. Father, we ask you to forgive us for those sins that we commit. We ask you for guidance tonight as we consider these matters for the citizens of this county. Father, as always, we thank you for those who protect us in uniform, whether local or on the international scene. Guard them and guide them. Father, give us wisdom above all for tonight. These things we ask in thy name. Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Something about the rooster going off.
All right, roll call, Katie.
All commissioners are present.
Okay, for the agenda amendments, we need to add personnel to the executive session. So can I get a motion on that?
Second, or I move to add personnel to the executive session.
Second.
Got a first and second to add personnel to the executive session as part of the agenda. Any other amendments? Hearing none. All in favor? Okay, now can we get a motion to adopt the amended agenda?
Make a motion to adopt the amended agenda.
No, second.
Got a first and second to adopt the amended agenda, which adds personnel to the executive session. All in favor? All right, motion carries. This brings us to the approval of the minutes. If there are no changes from the April 29th special call meeting and the May 6th regular meeting, public hearing, and executive session minutes, can I get a motion on to accept those?
So moved.
Got a first, do we have a second?
No, second.
The first and second to accept the minutes. All in favor? Motion carries. This brings us to our first presentation. Mike, are you doing that?
Thanks, Mr. Chairman. I've actually got all three of them. We're going to do three proclamations real quickly, and what I want to do for each one, I'm going to read the proclamation, and then I want the representatives to come up and have a picture taken with you, and then we'll move to the next one and continue on like that. We're super proud to get to do these today, Chairman. I appreciate you giving us some time. The first one is a proclamation of the Camden County Board of Commissioners recognizing the month of May 2025 as Mental Health Awareness Month. Whereas mental health awareness is essential to the well-being and overall health of every individual, family, and community, and nearly 1 in 5 adults and 1 in 5 adolescents in the United States live with mental illness. Mental health impacts a person's emotional, social, environmental, financial, and overall well-being, with significant disparities among racially and ethnically diverse communities. Stigma, discrimination, and lack of access to quality care prevent many from seeking the support that they need. Whereas Camden County recognizes the importance of community-based mental health services, education, outreach, and advocacy through partnerships with public safety, public health, health services, education, and outreach, whereas Mental Health Awareness Month provides an opportunity to reduce that stigma and promote open dialogue about mental health so that no one feels alone in their struggle. Now, therefore, let it be proclaimed that the Camden County Board of Commissioners declares May 2025 in Camden County, Georgia, as Mental Health Awareness Month. Proclaimed this 20th day of May, Ben L. Casey, Chairman, Camden County Board of Commissioners. So I'd like to ask who was asked to come up to represent the Mental Health Awareness Month to receive this proclamation from the Board of Commissioners. If you gentlemen would come down, please.
On behalf of the Suicide Prevention Coalition.
I thought you might want to do that, Mr. Goodman. Thought it might make it easier for you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We've got EMS too here, and they can help you with this one as well. Proclamation on behalf of the Camden County Board of Commissioners, we want to recognize the week of May 18th through the 24th, 2025 as Emergency Medical Services or EMS Week. Whereas emergency medical services are vital public service, and the members of emergency medical services teams are ready to provide life-saving care to those in need 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Whereas access to quality emergency medical care dramatically improves the survival and recovery rate of those who experience sudden illness or injury, and whereas the emergency medical services system consists of first responders, emergency medical technicians, paramedics, emergency medical dispatchers, firefighters, police officers, educators, administrators, pre-hospital nurses, emergency physicians, trained members of the public, and other out-of-hospital medical care providers. Whereas it's appropriate to recognize the value and the accomplishments of emergency medical services providers by designating Emergency Medical Services Week, and now therefore be it resolved that the Camden County Board of Commissioners does hereby proclaim the week of May 18th through 18th through 24th, 2025 as Emergency Medical Services Week. Proclaim this 20th day of May, 2025. Ben L. Casey, Chairman, Camden County Board of Commissioners. So we have a ton of EMS folks. We'd love to have y'all come up and be part of this picture.
Y'all are great, we just need to balance.
Try not to be out of breath for this one. All right, we've got one more proclamation. Proclamation of the Camden County Board of Commissioners to recognize the week of May 18th through 24th of 2025, as National Public Works Week. Whereas the public works professionals focus on infrastructure, facilities, and services that are vital to the importance to sustain and have resilient communities and to public health, high quality of life, and the well-being of the people of Camden County, these infrastructure, facilities, and services could not be provided without the dedicated efforts of public works professionals who are engineers, managers, and employees at all levels of government, and the private sector who are responsible for rebuilding, improving, and protecting our nation's transportation, water supply, water treatment, and solid waste systems, public buildings, and other structures and facilities that are essential for our citizens. Now therefore be it resolved that the Camden County Board of Commissioners does hereby proclaim the week of May 18th through 24th, 2025 as National Public Works Week. And we urge all citizens to join us with representatives of the American Public Works Association and government agencies in activities, events, and ceremonies designed to pay tribute to our public works professionals. Proclaim this 20th day of May, Ben L. Casey, Chairman, Camden County Board of Commissioners. Jared and your team.
More than one row, and we're gonna bunch. Can I get everybody, except for y'all, everybody else take 2 steps that way. Y'all stay the same. You're in the right place.
Doing a
All right, this brings us to our first public comment section of the night. It'll be limited to 3 minutes and agenda items only at this time. Any registered speakers, Katie?
Yes, sir. We have two. The first is Ms. Dawn Gray.
Don't let him flip it yet. I'm still walking. Good evening, Dawn Gray, St. Mary's. Good evening, Commissioner, Chairman, and Commissioners. Tonight I come to you as your representative. I'm the DBHDD. I'm the Camden County representative for Region 5 DBHDD Advisory Council. So I think it's fitting to give you guys a couple of updates with regards to mental health here in Camden County and across the state. First of all, I am really excited that you guys continue to place mental health as one of your strategic priorities, and you've made it a legislative priority also. On June 11th of 2024 this year, Post in the state of Georgia increased its required amount of hours. They almost doubled it. So it went from 408 to 810 hours to be a basic certified law enforcement officer in the state of Georgia. That includes now a mandatory 40 hours of training in crisis intervention. That means every single person who entered the academy on January 1st, 2025 going forward will come out of that academy as a certified peace officer in crisis intervention training. Additionally, although officers who were previously certified are not going to be required to do that crisis intervention training, it still remains free, the training, under the Department of Health and Human Resources here in the state of Georgia. Additionally, annual training for our law enforcement officers will now include two important components. One is de-escalation with individuals who experience autism, and one that's near and dear to my heart because we did it for 2 years here in Camden County before it became mandated through Post, and that is for officer wellness, including resiliency. So we're really excited that those are now, as of January 21st, mandatory for all law enforcement officers throughout the entire state. So thank you for your continued commitment, and for us at DBHDD, we will continue to carry that on. With that said, I hope that as we go forward, that you would consider, as you're looking at implementing and expanding our judicial system here in the Camden County, that you would take a look at expanding to include a mental health court. Camden County is part of one of 5 judicial districts within the state of Georgia that does not have a mental health court. It does not require that every county within our judicial district actually participates in it. So that is something that we could do. But again, we're one of 5 of the 49 judicial districts in the state of Georgia that don't have it. As Chief Justice Boggs has said in many meetings, we now see that our carceral facilities have become mental health institutions, and we have the opportunity, you have the opportunity, especially today. It's like we talk about making awareness. Awareness is great, but for those of us that are on the ground, we'd like to see some change also. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Ricky Manning.
Rick Manning from Bullhead. I want to address item number 2 here because, Lord, it seems like every time we turn around, we're getting another rate increase from our curbside collection people. They want to use consumer price index. That's fine, whatever they want to use. I just don't feel that this is warranted. Prices have gone down. Gas prices, everything's gone down for what they're using. I hadn't complained about them and probably won't, but if they want to jack prices up on us and that reflects to the taxpayers' costs, then we'll start complaining because I got them on camera, stuff flying out the truck, speeding up and down our dirt roads, tearing it up, so we just commended our public works. They keep a good road out there nowadays, but they're having to patch holes mainly from the trash trucks, UPS and FedEx. So if they want a price increase, y'all give it to them, let's require more from them. Thank you, and I'll address my other item at SWA.
Thank you, Rick. Anybody else wish to speak for the board? Come on up.
Timothy Bassett here in Woodbine. Just bought a house here, but I'll be talking about taxes later. We won't do that tonight. But anyway, I want to talk about the mental health component that's on the agenda tonight. One of the top priorities, as has been already mentioned, mental health strategies, needs, problem assessment, report, and direction. That's the top priority for this board that's listed on your strategic plan. And we heard a proclamation earlier about Mental Health Awareness Month. I thank you for what you're doing, but I hope that we can do more as it relates to mental health. And I'm speaking from a pastor that's in the community that have boots on the ground. And mental health does not have a face to it. And I speak with so many people that have family members that's dealing with mental health. And I hope that this board will consider doing more when it comes down to mental health. Like I say, I'm out on the grounds. I see things happen. When I get a call from a father who's 17-year-old is suffering mental health issue, who has been arrested and put in jail because he's dealing with mental health issues. When I get a call from a mother who have a 10-year-old daughter who's suffering from mental health issues, stating that she want to kill her brother, something that's telling her to kill her brother. When I get a telephone call from family members whose loved ones have been picked up and incarcerated in jail due to mental health issues, and the only avenue that they have is just appears to keep them inside the jail because of the limited resources in our county and throughout the state. So I just hope that we can consider doing more as a county when it comes down to mental health, because mental health is a big issue throughout our nation. And we thank you for the proclamation and thank you for what you're doing. And I just hope that we can do more, because I'm on the ground and I see family members dealing with mental health issues all the time. Thank you for your time tonight.
Thank you. Anybody else wish to speak before the board? All right, hearing none, we'll move on. All right, Chief Smith, you're on deck.
Good evening, Chairman, Commissioners. I come before you asking you for approval for the mutual aid agreement in case of event of fire, medical, hazmat, disaster emergency between the commanding officer of Navy Submarine Base Kings Bay and Camden County Fire Rescue. Early in January, you approved this mutual aid agreement earlier in January, but Kings Bay made changes to the verbiage and the format of the agreement, and it had nothing, the changes did not change anything with protocol, and once again, there's no cost with this mutual aid agreement.
All right. Can I get a motion on this item?
I move to approve the mutual aid agreement between Naval Submarine Base Kings Bay and Camden County, Georgia.
We got a first and a second. Any discussion? I think it's a good thing that we do this. When we need help, they help us. If they need help, we help them.
Vice versa, that's right.
So, all right. No more discussion. All in favor? Motion carries.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, Seth, you're doing this one?
Yeah, thank you, Chairman. Commissioners, tonight for this agenda item is to consider the approval of the request from Meridian Waste, our curbside collections provider, for a consumer price index rate increase effective July 1st of 2025. So in accordance with our contract, the contractor may request a price adjustment on the basis for the current price index, the CPI rate. So the CPI rate increase shall be computed at 75% of the reference rate. This is the third time that they have asked us for this per their contract that they can. So the rate is an increase of 1.45%. It'll have an increase on us of $18,744, which is very minimal. For us, and we will cover this just so the public knows the price will remain the same. The county will cover this cost. It will not be relayed out onto our consumers. So it'll still remain at $75 a quarter for trash service.
All right, can I get a motion on this item?
You're saying that the public won't
No,
have
they
any
won't. They won't
increase?
see this. No, it'll be
Pulling
on
it
us.
out of the insurance
We
fund?
we have it budgeted for next year.
Okay.
When we did the rate increase a couple of years ago, we kind of knew this was coming, and it was all built in at that time.
Correct.
Okay. I move that we accept it.
Thank you.
Do we have a second?
Second.
We got a first and a second. This is to increase the Meridian services for curbside collection. Any more discussion?
I just have somewhat of a question. So when we talk about the county eating it, so the customer doesn't see it reflected on their bill, the county only provides services to unincorporated Camden County, correct?
That's correct.
Right.
So the entirety of the county will be paying for the,
No.
No, just the unincorporated
No,
residents.
it's-
okay.
Not the cities of Kingsland and St. Mary's and Woodbine have their own trash providers that they do trash service
Basically
through.
using fund balance out of the
The unincorporated service district? Okay, thank
well,
you.
not the unincorporated, but the
It's an enterprise fund.
curbside enterprise fund.
It's a fee-based fund, so it's an enterprise fund. It supplements itself.
Okay,
There's no transfers in from the general fund or any other fund.
it's coming out of the fees collected for
Correct.
service. Thank you.
So there's no increase to the public at all on this. All right, we got a first and second. All in favor? Motion carries. All right, this brings us to the appointment to the Woodbine Library Board of Trustees. Anybody got a name on that?
I'd like to nominate Janet Heath.
Second.
All right, we got a first and a second to nominate Janet Heath to the Woodbine Library Board of Trustees. Any discussion? All right, all in favor? Motion carries. All right, this time we need a motion to adjourn the regular meeting and convene a solid waste authority meeting.
Make a motion to adjourn the regular meeting and convene a solid waste meeting.
Second.
All right, we got a first and second to adjourn the regular meeting and convene a solid waste authority meeting. All in favor? Motion carries. All right, are there any amendments to the agenda? Hearing none, can I get a motion to adopt the agenda?
So moved.
All right, we got a first.
second.
You second it, Robbie?
I'll second.
All right, this is a motion to adopt the Solid Waste Authority agenda. All in favor? Motion carries. This brings us to approval of the minutes. If there's no changes to the minutes from the April 1st Solid Waste Authority meeting, can I get a motion to accept those minutes?
I move to accept the minutes from the last Solid Waste Authority meeting.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All right, we got a first and second to accept the minutes from the April 1st meeting. All in favor? Motion carries. All right, this brings us to our first comment section on Solid Waste Authority meeting. This is agenda items only in 3 minutes. Anybody registered, Katie?
Mr. Manning, did you want to speak on an item on the agenda or during the second one? Okay, Mr. Ricky Manning.
Rick Manning again from Bullhead. On the tipping fees and municipal solid waste landfill construction debris, I guess it's for an increase because it doesn't say, but I'm all for it increasing. we need to actually look at this thing again. I have never seen a cost-benefit analysis on anything for this landfill. Evidently, we're not charging enough. When we see trucks coming all the way from Tampa, I run into them all the time from all out of state, all out of county, and they're passing landfills to get to ours. So evidently, we're not charging enough. There's got to be a cost-benefit analysis either done or we need to get one done. We're filling up a landfill, and if we're charging enough and it's covering it for the equipment costs, the employees, the reopening of new sales, and the maintenance to the old sales, that's fine and dandy. But something ain't going on here, folks. So I'd like to see that done, and like I said, I'm all for it. Let's get the tipping rates up with everybody else, because you can't tell me somebody's going to drive 2-3 hours from down in Florida to come dump at our landfill when they're passing all these other ones if it ain't too damn cheap. So, you know, the main thing is I don't see a citizen one on this board. There's not a citizen on the solid waste board. The only board in this county that does not have citizen oversight. This would be part of it. Citizens need the oversight on this tipping fees and everything else. So I don't see hauling junk to our county and we're not benefiting from it. Because I'll find out. I'll start turning in some gores and I'll find out myself if we don't get the county to do it. Thank you.
Anybody else? All right. Seth, are you doing this one?
All right, Commissioners, thank you. So we are considering for new published gate rates and tipping fees for the MSW landfill and then the C&D landfill. And I have Robert from Atlantic Coast Consulting, our consultant for the Solid Waste Authority, that's going to help us a little bit today with this. So we did a cost analysis on the landfill cost. And Robert, if you wouldn't mind just hitting on a couple key points for us.
Sure. So we broke the landfill cost down into basically 3 main categories. General operations, including the equipment, so that's the personnel, that's the fuel, and everything to have the people out there. Capital projects are the construction projects to build the new cells or build the new leachate lift station that we did a couple of years ago. And the closure and post-closure care obligations are what's required by your permit. Once you close the landfill, you've got to take care of the landfill for 30 years, monitor all the wells, groundwater and methane, and just maintain the property itself. So, and those costs, obviously, you need to collect at least revenue now so that you're able to take care of that for 30 years after you're stopping collecting tipping fees.
And then cost analysis on the total landfill cost for each of them.
And so what we did was we took all of those costs and tried to allocate them to tons of waste going in either the MSW side or the C&D side. The construction demolition side is one cost per ton, and the MSW side is another cost per ton. It's a little bit more cost per ton because you've got the liners and leachate collection systems over there that are more pricey. So coming in the gates, you have premium charges for special waste like sludges and profiled waste, some cleanup waste, asbestos or whatever, and you've got premium charges for out-of-county waste versus in-county waste.
Perfect. So currently, we have 31 different rates for the MSW, and we have 29 rates for the C&D landfill, and we are proposing to go down to 10 rates at the MSW landfill and 2 rates for C&D. And as you can see, they're listed right here. For C&D, it's just in county and then out of county. So that is a rate increase that are fairly minimal. And for example, at C&D for in-county, it'll go from $16.55 to $18.21, and then for out-of-county, it'll go from $23.21 to $25.04. One thing that I did want each of you to recognize is that we are suggesting keeping tires for both semi-trucks, passenger vehicles, and tractor tires all the same. We are not recommending to raise those. We want people to bring them to the landfill rather than dumping them out into the community. So that's one area that we did keep the same. For sludge, we're raising for our out-of-county sludge. Right now, EPD doesn't want us to have more than 10% of our landfill taking in sludge. We have, 2 years ago, if you remember the last time that we adjusted the rates, we almost doubled the price of out-of-county sludge to $65, and it did not slow down any of the providers. So Duval County and then Glenn County are our biggest customers when it comes to sludge. They bring it to us. So raising these fees to $100 to hopefully slow those numbers down. And I just want to, if you'll give me 1 second, I just want to give y'all kind of where we were. We brought in 2023, we brought in roughly $218,000 from sludge. And then in 2024, after we raised the prices, we brought in $438,000 in sludge. And then this year, thus far, which is January through today, we brought in $213,000. So we're on par to hit that same number from last year. So we're trying to bring that number of sludge down. And so that's one of the goals that we're doing from this. One thing to note is that these gate rate changes won't go in until July 1st. So it'll be in partnership with our fiscal year, the start of the fiscal year. And then, of course, all of these fees are our published gate rates. So if customers have a contract with us or a long-term commitment with us, they already have those negotiated rates that won't change. So like our trash service with Meridian or our trash service with the City of Kingsland, our trash service with Cumberland Services, who does the City of St. Mary's and City of Woodbine, will not change. Those customers won't change from these fees. This will just be the customers who come up to the landfill who don't already have an agreement with us. So our in-county sludge, like the cities, their rate won't change, but for out-of-county, theirs will. Do you have any questions?
I have a question. So we can only have 10% of sludge in our landfill.
Correct.
Is there a foreseeable point in time where we won't be able to take in any more sludge, even from our municipalities?
Not as of right now. We have cut off Duval County from coming in. We tried to lessen the amount of sludge that we have coming in. So
Want to prioritize space.
that's correct. Right? So that's right. But we haven't done it to anybody else. They're our largest sludge provider by far at the landfill. So cutting them off should help tremendously. But I think with raising the fee to here, that naturally should occur.
Thank you.
Any other questions? All right, can I get a motion on this item?
I move to approve the amended tipping fee for fiscal year '26.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We got a first and a second to publish the new gate rates and tipping fees for the solid waste landfill and the C&D landfill. Any more discussion? All in favor? All right. This brings us to our last public comment section on solid waste. Anybody wish to speak about trash? All right, hearing none, we'll move on. Now we need a motion to adjourn the Solid Waste Authority and reconvene the regular meeting.
I move to adjourn the Solid Waste Authority meeting and continue the regular meeting.
Second.
First and second, to reconvene the regular meeting. All in favor? All right, motion carries. All right, we just heard the consideration of the tipping fees and the gate rates for the landfills. We're back in our regular meeting. Can I get a motion on this item again?
Motion to approve.
Second.
A first and a second to approve the new gate rates and tipping fees. All in favor? All right. We're done with that. All right, reports, calendar, Katie.
There's no changes to the calendar at this time.
County administrator comments?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I do have one for those of you in the audience and those of you watching online. We do have an election coming up. It's a special primary election. I believe early voting is going to start next Tuesday, May 27th through Friday, June 13th, 2025, weekdays from 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. This will be at the Camden County Annex off of Gross Road. There'll also be a Saturday vote on May 31st and June 7th. And then also, and that'll be from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturdays. We will also have a voting opportunity here in Woodbine at the Elections Office from Wednesday, June 4th and Thursday, June 5th of 2025 from 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. And again, this is for the Public Service Commission. So this is a statewide election. It'll be a countywide election for every county. And I believe there's just one seat that's being voted on. Actually, there is two. I'm sorry. There is two. There is two seats. Yep. And I can read off the names if you want to know the candidates. It's for Districts 2 and 3. There is, for District 2, on the Republican ballot, it's Tim Eccles, who's the incumbent, and Lee Munns. On the Democrat side, it's Alicia Johnson. That's for District 2. For District 3, on the Republican side, it's Fitz Johnson, who is the incumbent. And on the Democrat side, there's 4 candidates, Daniel Blackman, Peter Hubbard, Robert Jones, and Keisha Shawn Waits. And that's all I have, Chairman.
All right, this brings us to our last public comment section of the night. Are there any registered speakers, Katie? Anybody from the public wish to speak before the board? Come on up.
Good evening, Chairman and other commissioners, and to our fellow Camden Countyans. We are the Thiokol Memorial. This is our new CEO, Ms. Emma Gibbs. Everyone know Ms. Janie, who has been our backbone because she was the founder of Thiokol. But we are still here and we're going strong. We want to come before you tonight and thank you for all that you all have already done for Thiokol, but we need your continuous support. We're still seeking signatures for the Congressional Gold Medal. But first, we would like to say that Thiokol, with our documentary, have been nominated for 3 Emmy Awards. And Ms. Emma going to tell you more about that, and then Ms. Jane is going to also talk to y'all, but we need your support, Camden County. Most of you all, if you're from here, you know the history of Thiokol. Ms. Emma and I both worked there, and it's passionate to us. And all I ask you is to do all you can for us to help us honor, educate, and remember those people that gave the ultimate sacrifice. We also have a letter on President Trump's death, so any of you all that can write and ask him for support, please do that for us.
Okay, we have a Thiokol documentary. We have been traveling all over Georgia showing it, plus we have a Facebook with it on there. And for that, we have 3 nominations for Academy Award from the National Academy of television, art, and science. We will be traveling to Atlanta on the 14th of June, hoping that we will get the award.
We're gonna win this award. So, Miss Janie, you can finish it up for us. Yeah, I know. You gonna finish it up? Yeah.
Good evening. My name is Janie Everett, and I'm from Woodbine. And this afternoon, I was in the museum, and some travelers from South Carolina, they had seen our film on PBS. So they came to the Woodbine exit 14, and they went into the truck stop, and they asked where the museum was. And they all came and they visited us at the museum, and they were very interested in the history. And you know, someone asked me something silly the other day. They says, Janie, what if you go to Atlanta and you don't win? I said, hey, you know what? You know me, we already won. You know, once our people got a chance to tell their story, we won. Nothing is buried. And I do believe that with the audio and video children at the high school, they're doing filmmaking. And I hear, I don't know if it's true, but I think it is, that there are filmmakers or some production company in St. Mary's. We can build a whole economy on storytelling. There is no accident that the founder of Georgia landed on Cumberland Island. He did not land in Atlanta. And so I'm saying, let's bring that national park here. Let's get the congressional gold medals. We tried hard, 67%, to try to get Congress to do it, but we only need one person, and that's the President of the United States, and that's Donald J. Trump. If you all would write him a letter in favor of the Congressional Gold Medal, because I want you to know the advocates for the 6888, they got their congressional because the president signed it for them to get their Congressional Gold Medal after 79 years. So we have to advocate and stand up for our people. I'm proud of Camden County. It's my home. And, you know, I just thank you for everything. We've outgrown our space at the museum. We have more artifacts than we have space. So we're looking for a new home. But first, let's get those letters out. Let's get it done. I can see that national park. I believe in you. I love you. And I pass my job to Miss Emma Lou. I'm backup quarterback.
Thank you all.
Thank y'all. All right, anybody else? All right, now we need a motion to adjourn the, Robert?
It takes me a while,
Okay.
but I'll get here. Bob Bauer, Harriet's Bluff. There's one thing we need in this county worse than anything else going on, with the exception of this memorial, is a new building, a new jail, and a training ground for the sheriff. We need that in the worst way, because without law enforcement, we got nothing. Absolutely nothing. Except chaos. And we don't need it. We just need a new sheriff's office, a new jail, and a training area so they can learn to drive and stay out of trouble. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Don?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Dawn Gray again, St. Mary's. I'm going to piggyback off of what Mr. Bauer just said with regards to driving, because from 2019 to 2023, the deaths by suicide in Camden County almost doubled that of motor vehicle accidents in this county. So I don't know if either we've got some really like super great drivers in this county, or if we're still experiencing a mental health crisis here. Individuals, Camden County individuals ages 10 to 24, suicide was the leading cause of death between those years. I'm sorry, that's the latest statistics of 2023 that we have. In addition, We had 64 deaths that were related to other mental health or behavioral health challenges, not suicide. Currently in the state of Georgia, we have 1,055 beds available for mental health services. Only 393 of those beds are set aside for civil commitments. We have 9 crisis stabilization units across the state of Georgia for adults, 4 for children, and we have 1 which is set aside for individuals who are experiencing autism. Those total number of beds are less than 750. Although we have a wonderful leader at the head of DBHDD, and with some help from our judicial system, there is a movement to increase the number of facilities across the state. There are 2 spaces that have not been designated across the state yet. Guys, Camden County can be one of those. I highly recommend that you guys continue your diligence with regards to becoming informed and moving forward with mental health. I have to tell you, Mr. Chairman, I was so excited to hear that you and Commissioner Smith both participated in the mental health training recently. So it's really exciting for me, so thank you. The other thing to kind of keep in mind is with our Mental Health Parity Act, which is commonly known as HB 1013, it did provide some great resources. However, please understand that in Camden County, we do not have an evaluating facility. So even when our law enforcement officers, they are required under law to take that individual to the closest emergency receiving facility. That is not an evaluating facility. If they're on the north end of the county, that would be the Crisis Stabilization Unit in Brunswick. If they are below that mark, they can land at South Georgia or Camden campus, and that's where those individuals will stay because it is not an evaluating facility. We have individuals that are traveling to Jacksonville. Jacksonville is now moving towards bringing those individuals back to Camden County. They have laws similar that we do in Georgia. The county is responsible for that patient. So they're beginning to close their doors to our residents here in Camden County. So once again, thank you very much for having an interest in mental health. And as we move forward to our Behavioral Health Summit, I hope that you will come and join and participate in that. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? All right, now we need a motion to adjourn the regular meeting and convene an executive session for the purpose of discussion item exempt under OCGA 50-14-3B4. It's information technology related and personnel.
Okay, a motion to adjourn the regular meeting and convene the executive session with everything else he just said.
Second.
You got a first and a second? All in favor? All right. We need a motion to adjourn the executive session and reconvene the regular meeting.
Second, or first, whatever.
Make a motion to adjourn the executive session and resume the regular meeting.
Second.
All right, we got a first and a second to resume the regular meeting. All in favor? All right, we're back in our regular meeting. Is there any action from the executive session?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I move to approve an IT hardware refresh purchase in the amount of $53,941.25.
All right, I'll second that. That's to do a hardware refresh. All in favor? Motion carries. All right, now is everybody ready to go?
Yep.
Mr. Chair, I move to adjourn the meeting.
I'll second that. All in favor? Then we're done. Thank y'all.